It's impossible. Chicago don't move like that. It's shot. Jacksonville don't move like that. Memphis, they keep it in the music and in the streets. Even Atlanta, you ain't gonna see it get knocked off. LA is the only place when they got a beef, they tie their red rag, their blue rag real tight around their neck, and they pick up a podcast mic to tell their crimes. It's crazy, and I want y'all to stop. This indictment should be a wake-up call. Please stop self-snitching. Now, if you don't stop self-snitching, I'm going to still sit here and be thoroughly entertained, and I'll wait for the next indictment. Anyway. Did y'all see this shit, yeah? This is crazy. Now, let me tell you how much podcasting became so much of this, beef ecosystem in this podcast, in the West Coast podcasting games, right? Check this out, chat. For example, and again, I'm not putting out nothing that's not already out there. I don't want nobody to call me the feds. Again, my new thing, I keep telling y'all, I said to Meek Mill, y'all are the stupid niggas. Meek Mill said that it's the blogs and it's the people like Akademiks that send in street dudes to jail. No, it's not, my guy. If you are a street nigga, why would you take up a job as a podcaster? If all you could provide insight on is street shit and crimes. We're going to have to be accountable. Meek Mill, we all know the only nigga that has recorded a negative IQ. He literally was saying that it's people like me that send people like him to jail, but the last time he got sent to jail over popping a wheelie, he posted the crime to Twitter himself. I had to show him the proof. The police, he did a wheelie. The police showed up. He was not there. He was not on the scene. The police, through their investigation, seen Meek Mill post a video at the same location that matched the same time, and then went and locked him up. He posted his own evidence for him to get locked up. He don't take accountability of posting it. He take accountability. No, he blames the blogs who reposted it. No. Again, I've one of my old models from when I used to do, the War in Chirac, but really I had a Crimes Fail channel. I always said, if not for the crime, some niggas need to be locked up for their stupidity. If not for the crime, take him for the stupidity. So this is really my calling call. This is me begging and pleading. I think I like Loose Cannon. I like Brick Baby. I don't know Big U. But I watch with LA podcasters. All y'all do is put shit on your dead homies, on your gang. Y'all tell about who ran down on who upped it on who. Then y'all basically think y'all speaking in hieroglyphics, but you basically co-sign who got shot or who killed who. And all I'm saying is, please stop picking up. If you're going to pick up a podcast mic, just pick up a pen and a pad and just go down there to interrogation room. Enough is enough. All right. Now, again, when this podcast environment of the LA has gotten so bad that I thought this was utterly ridiculous. So apparently, this is Brick Baby over here on the right. This is Loose Cannon on the left. They were beefing, threatening each other, claiming when they saw each other, they were going to do A, B, C, and D to each other. Eventually, of course, the beef didn't culminate with a squabble up, as Kendrick would like to say. It wasn't I need to get that head up or fade. None of that. It culminated with a podcast episode on No Jumper. Okay? That's it. That's another reason I thought all this shit was fake. I'm like, everybody's playing a role, right? Because there's no way y'all are claiming when y'all see each other, y'all going to do A, B, C, and D. You're going to do whatever. And all this is being ended with podcasting. Well, this is why the feds love it. Because here's the thing, Brick Baby, who's a felon. Number one, the beef he had with this Loose Cannon guy is real. Rather than not exploit it via online, rather than staying away from or talking to your employer, Adam 22, to say, hey, listen, it's a real situation. I don't want to exploit it. People could die. People could also go to jail. I work for you and you're my friend. Could you please, let's keep this off of here. Let's keep the streets in the streets. This shit culminated with a podcast episode. They're sitting across from each other. And to the point where the tensions are so high that Brick Baby, who now we know is a felon, was actually carrying a firearm on his waist while he's doing a podcast. Now, this video has now came out, or people point out the fact that he's carrying a firearm, where they're saying, yo, check this out. This was 16 hours before he was picked up by the feds. So LA podcasting has gotten to the point where it's like, yo, let's meet with our op in a podcast room and have weapons that we shouldn't have while the camera's filming, while we're making subliminal threats and having passive-aggressive energy, okay? All while the feds are kicking their feet up and they're laughing, saying, ain't no fucking way. Keep in mind, Lil Boosie got charged for being on live with what looked like a gun in his waist. These guys are popping up to podcasts with the weapon. Just check this out.
Think about trying to do nothing to me after this podcast because I got a gun.
Whose voice is this?
Gun on me. That's what I heard. And so in this next clip, we're going to actually see the gun. We're going to see Slam. He's going to show it. He's going to lean back, purposefully showing the butt of the Slam to Loose Cannon.
Oh, the M95 for show.
All right, M30, either one.
Boom. What about both?
By the way, I like both guys as well. Like, I don't want to act like I'm speaking down on them. I really like both guys. Loose Cannon, I really think he's hilarious. But you know, again, I don't want to act like I'm speaking down the LA region. I think there's so many talent. Like, for example, AD. I think AD is a talented person at communicating and giving his opinion. It doesn't always have to be about street shit. I think he could talk about other things, whether it's social issues or whether it's just music. You get what I'm saying? Like, street guys, I'm not telling you not to get in podcasting, but just don't go to podcasting to talk about street shit. That's the only thing I'm saying. Again, I think Wack 100 is probably one of the only people who I could say is really a shrewd, above the shoulders thinker that is navigating this shit very well. We've never heard Wack really just say some incriminating shit about himself. And, you know, I'm pretty sure he's also like very cautious and aware, because if these guys got picked up, I would imagine that they're looking into Wack as well, right? Like, let's be honest, right?
Oh, shout out again to our boys over at Fried, because
they definitely dictated the stream.
The gummies did their thingy thing. That's a fact. Yeah. We had some.
Okay. And if you got to do a podcast with a nigga you claim you don't like, that you have to have your gun in your waist, please, brother, don't do it. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. And this is not an LA thing. This is nothing. It's everywhere. If, you know, if your issues, like your street issues, shouldn't be solved on a podcast. It should be solved in private. And if y'all want to go fight and do whatever, go do it, but don't do it with like the best cameras in the world. And again, I'm going to be very honest. Truthfully, I'm going to be very honest. Again, I haven't asked Adam, but I was listening to Wack today. He was on Clubhouse and he was like, they were, you know, him and like, you know, he got like 1 million spies. And they were saying, why do you think, because they already had the indictment, why didn't they raid No Jumper? I have a theory about that. And this is for Adam, I would imagine. Again, I got nothing against Adam. Adam's my guy. If the feds don't subpoena surveillance footage from Adam's warehouse where he shoots No Jumper, where maybe they could add more charges like, wait, do we see Brick Baby having a gun in his hand? Do we see these gang members doing things that we could add to an indictment? Listen, the feds aren't stupid. A simple subpoena could get that from No Jumper, or at least attempt to. If they don't do that, it leads me to what Wack said. Well, what the other person asked Wack, why didn't they, if both guys got locked up, why didn't they just raid No Jumper and lock him up? The next thing it leads, so here's the other part. If they don't subpoena no footage, security footage from Adams, from the No Jumper warehouse, it's only because the feds look at that as an asset. Remember I told you. Because you know why you don't lock up these two niggas there and kick the door down at No Jumper? Because you spooked the niggas at No Jumper. And if you're looking at No Jumper as the place where gang members come to tell on themselves, You don't want to spook No Jumper. No Jumper, again, I'm not saying No Jumper is working with the feds. Not saying that at all. But No Jumper becomes the place where the feds are saying, this is a safe haven for the gang members to confess. We're not going to spook them. They're going to stop. So I would believe the feds would probably weigh this and say, we're not going to raid No Jumper. We'll catch these niggas somewhere else. They might not even subpoena No Jumper. You know why? Because anything legal I would spook anybody. Oh shit, what the fuck? Oh, they want the surveillance video of the last 30 days of what we've been doing in here? And that's a place that gang members frequently come in and out of? So I personally believe that the feds look at No Jumper as a bed and a haven for suspected criminals and gang members to confess. It's a hot-boxed 4K camera podcast confessional room, and they're not going to fuck that up. Keep telling all yourselves, if you ask me. Could be wrong. I could be wrong.
Good, fun, good, clean fun.
Are y'all noticing the patterns?
Okay.
Like,
I believe that you're the
no.
Yeah.
Okay, so not the best thing. Okay, so before the interview, he sent a warrant to break.
Buster, why are you sitting there lying and trying to put it on Adam? So listen, let's check this out. So instead of you waiting across the street or waiting in a parking lot, you leave with people that said it's mandatory phase with me? You know how I come.
Pause.
Stop acting like that. You's a buster. You's a sweetie pie.
Sweetie!
But you go 2 hours away on Cam Capone. The same day, me and Wack supposed to sit down with you and had an interview. And you just come up with this whole entire narrative. Oh, sweetheart, you can't change it. Use a mark. You didn't want to fight. You didn't want to sit across.
Okay. All right. Now, I seen another thing too, and I'll react to this chat, nigga. Okay. So I seen it looks like Wack got into it real quick with Trap Lord Ross. Let me see. Yeah, I don't know why they got into it like this. Here we go.
We're warning him. I'm going to be.
So, if you guys haven't watched this interview, we did a 4-hour interview. Me, Adam, Wack, Vlad, Remo, Trap Lord Ross. By the way, really good episode. I really like it. For me, I was very happy. You see, I like to repay favors and this and shit like that. Y'all should know, I'm a loyal motherfucker. Adam did my show. He came to New York, New Jersey, and probably did my shit probably 2 to 3 times. I haven't done this shit since literally I feel like 2019. You know what I mean? And for me, I was glad that I got the opportunity to do it again. And I think we did an amazing episode. I hope that episode does 5 million views. So, I'm happy for Adam in terms of that because, he's done his part in helping me and done interviews on my platform. So I was happy for it. So it was a really good episode. Anyway, one of the part of the episode that I do want to touch into is Wack gets heated with Trap Lord Ross. So No Jumper after he calls out Wack for fabricating the feds finding on the Big U DNA drama. Let me let this back and forth play out, but I'm also kind of give some back and forth. I'm gonna give some insight as well. Here we go.
600 hates him, so he's having his fun. But we're warning him. I'm going to be real. If somebody took my DNA a year or so ago, after a year, 18 months, I'm thinking ain't nothing of it. I'm not even thinking that my skin's under about a dude's nails. And I hear the family say they found his DNA under the nails. I hear that. That's going to be alarming to me.
That did turn out to not be completely true, though, right?
No, it was completely
From the
true.
complaint, it said that the DNA that was found, it couldn't confirm that it was Big U, but it couldn't rule it out too. Whereas they could rule out the other individual, right?
No. I don't know where you saw that at.
I really saw it. It said that it wasn't completely confirmed that it's Big U's DNA. That's what I'm saying, and there's still no.
There's
full
no
confirmation.
listen.
They said it was inconclusive or something like that, right?
So, do you want me to read it out?
Go ahead.
Read out.
Okay, so wait, the DNA profile. So DNA was connected from RW's ankle/sock area, consistent with the direction that RW was dragged into the desert off the highway.
Oh.
The DNA profile obtained was not complete, likely due to the aforementioned inclinement on whether due to the inclement weather on the night of the murder. So the weather and the way that the body was left overnight, I guess in the cold, in the wind or whatever, meant that the DNA profile wasn't able to be completed. So it says analysis of Henley's DNA profile, Big U, was inconclusive such that he could not be excluded as the contributor of the DNA, but it couldn't be confirmed. And Robinson, on the other hand, was excluded as a potential contributor of the DNA. So it wasn't confirmed, but it couldn't be excluded.
Do you know who Robinson is?
Robinson.
That's the driver. Mm-hmm. That's the driver who told them they drove to L.A., picked the kid up, where they took him, and how he was killed. So when you got something that says you're not excluded, it could have been you, maybe not. But then you got the dude with you who gave DNA once they brought him in. Big U didn't know it. And they show, you didn't touch the body. That means he's identified Big U as a killer. That's who really told on him.
But all I'm saying is that, from what I understand, the DNA thing, to make the statement Big U's DNA was found under his fingernail.
That's been running in the media a lot.
That's not been conclusively proven as true.
These mics are kind of sensitive.
Now, let me kind of add to it. And this is where, let me tell you this. Wack isn't a really yo. Let me tell you, Wack is a smart guy, bro. I am telling y'all. Yo, Wack is so smart that I think the average person at this point is gonna say either Wack is smarter than every gang member, or Wack is literally the feds. Wack is smart, okay? Wack ain't the feds. But we're used to dumb street niggas that, with how far ahead Wack is, and I'm not glazing, it's just real, that it seems like, yo, it's like federal shit. Like, you know when anybody could read? Like, I could pull up some shit on a state court website and I read it here. You know, they say, yo, ask the feds. You know why? I could click a few buttons, buy a fucking indictment or complaint, and read it on stream. I'm the feds. You get what I'm saying? Like in the black community, any type of intellectual ability that extends beyond colloquial, yo, on the dead homies, yo, son, yo, nigga, nah, fuck 12. Anything beyond that, it's like, they call it police activity. You get what I'm saying? Wack has a really uncanny ability of being able to play in both worlds. Because he is smart. And I think he uses like these people like his clubhouse room. Anyway, here's the thing. It's funny how they're having like this mismatch of disagreements, because it's not really, Wack didn't say nothing wrong and they didn't say nothing wrong. Wack got fed the information from the family. The family, like the police are probably, the police are not telling the family everything. They were just like, yo, we got him on the DNA. That's what the police probably told the family. It doesn't mean that it was conclusive. What they meant was that we ruled out everybody else but Big U. So he's in play. They're not going to tell you all that. Wack spoke to the family, who's getting info from the detectives. So Wack, who don't like Big U, gets online and says, Big U's DNA's found. Now, granted, technically that's incorrect, but he's getting fed that from the family. They're reading the indictment now, right? Or Traplo Ross is reading the indictment, and he realizes that it actually says it's inconclusive for Big U, but it rules out other people, which is actually the accurate portion, which basically says, it's like the Tory thing. Remember they got on me about the Tory thing? They're like, yo, you said Tory DNA was not found on the gun, but yo, it was inconclusive. It's like colloquials. It's like, if you want to believe whatever, you can believe whatever. Anyway, so I don't think they're saying anything different. I think Traplo Ross is trying to keep it black and white. I think Wack is trying to say, all right, nigga, it's the same damn thing.
You might want to pull it in a little more.
Right.
Yeah, no, that's what.
Yeah, well, you got to remember, we didn't make.
And they've been saying that as a
You got
headline
to
since
remember.
Wack started
You
talking
got to
about it.
remember, we didn't make the statement. We just played the recording.
But this is the thing. Do you feel like it's kind of overcooking Big U's involvement? Now, obviously, it's an open case. It's unresolved, right? But the headline of DNA found under fingernails is a little overshooting.
What's the difference in what you did?
Because this says it can't confirm it.
Listen, you know I'm allowing you to question me, right?
Now, here's the thing too about Trap Lord Ross's understanding. Whether they could confirm it's Big U's DNA, he's the only one that is not ruled out, which means, yeah, they can't confirm it's fully him, but they could confirm it's not the other niggas, which it continues to build a case that he's a suspect.
Now, right?
I appreciate it.
Because you did some punk shit the other day. See, the only difference is you usually do what you did the other day sitting over there in London somewhere, right? And you're not here, right? It's a lot of places you can't go. You send Adam something as if it was a clip of something I did I wasn't supposed to do.
No, he sent me a screenshot of a page from the indictment.
That's cool.
Where Big
You
U
the
was
receiver.
recorded on a
You the
wiretap basically
receiver.
saying that he punked you
Hold
out
on.
with a whole bunch of people. And
Hold
it
on.
had
No,
a
it was a
quote
receiver.
that he attributed to you,
Okay,
but it
well, hold
wasn't
on.
an actual video
Hold on.
or recording.
Hold on, hold
This was
on.
Big U's version
Hold
of
on,
events.
hold on. You're the receiver. So
Pause.
since you read everything, right? Now tread lightly with this. Because I've been telling myself for the last couple minutes not to really do nothing to you because I know what you was trying to do.
Okay.
So since you so thorough, did you read what Big U said he did to me? No, either you gonna play smart or dumb. Did you read it?
Yes. Can I say one
What
thing?
did you
Can I say one
find
thing
in
in my
there
defense first?
That's the bullshit and the real shit.
But can I say one thing in my defense
I
first?
just want to know what you read.
I feel like stuff that Adam said that he put source on top of. I just sent him an image of the indictment and said, "Have you seen this?" You
No,
went
you
in,
said in that
you went in the
page.
room and you said a bunch of stuff.
No,
that
you said
was
in
a
that
little bit
page.
added on.
You said in that page. So I'm
It's in that
asking
page.
you, just gonna let me know where you at with me.
Mm-hmm.
Did you read that and did you use your brain
Mm-hmm.
to understand why and why?
And let me pause this real quick. I want to give you a story about Wack. Okay? And I hope when Wack sees this, which I think he will, I hope he appreciates it. You know why Wack is sitting on that podcast right now and not probably in jail? Because let's analyze it. And this is a quick story. And y'all can all clip this, but this is real. And if you're wondering how the Wack and Akademiks relationship started, this is how it started. And I think it's the epitome of why Wack is sitting on a podcast, one of the most powerful and loudest voices on media. All his ops, they go to jail or they just go away or he fucking gets them into irrelevancy and he's always thriving. You know, I always thought Wack was what they're accusing Big U of. I thought Wack was the extortion guy. I thought Wack was the guy who was like, hey, yo, blood, you got to give me this to make sure you good. I thought that was Wack. One of the first times I talked to Wack was after the BT incident when me and Joe Budden went down there we went to LA. And there was a situation with QC. The Migos, everybody knows it. It was a surreal thing. We dropped the video. Everybody's like responding. People felt like Joe is just a guy who needs to be, and there was a conversation happening really loudly in the industry that he needs to be touched. He's disrespecting niggas. He's violating people. And shit, I was also very, I've been talking my shit too, but Joe on the show was going dummy and going crazy. In the morning after that, we get on a flight. And I remember us walking to that airport that morning and everybody's looking at us. I'm with Joe and his girlfriend at the time, since Santana. And we get on a flight from LA and we go back to Jersey. We're both from Jersey. By the time we land in Jersey and I'm at baggage claim, picking up my bag, I see a call coming through. And I see a message. It says it's Wack 100. And the first thing I'm saying, I'm so happy I'm in New Jersey. Because if I was in LA still, we don't know. By the way, here's the thing too. I'll give you the whole conversation. First thing Joe Wack says to me, he says, yo, bro. He essentially says, let me not give you the full play by play, but he just says, yo, you want to stay out of that shit, what Joe got going on, because Joe gonna get himself hurt. Okay? And it's Wack 100 and all the Wack 100 flair. And I was just saying, hey, listen, Joe's my man's. We do music content, but I don't want no problems with whoever else. And he's just saying, listen, a lot of these things get to that point. I looked at Wack at that point and I said, all right, this is the extortion guy. I've been thinking that. After that, that situation resolved itself, however it did. I spoke to Wack again. And I'm thinking in my head, Wack is the extortion guy. I'm like, at some point, he's going to say, hey, yo, blood, I'm going to need 10 grand if you want to come back to LA. What I realize is exactly why nobody who's a gang member should beef with Wack, especially on a podcast. Wack, who was in a very interesting space at that point, sat back and analyzed the landscape and realized something very important. Hey, and by the way, this is where, you see a low-level IQ nigga like Meek Mill. This is where like a stupid nigga like him goes. Wack said, I don't want to come off as the intimidating guy to Akademiks. Akademiks can help me. I want him to be my ally. I saw Wack do that with all the media personalities. He became cool with me. I seen him and Adam get cool. And him and Vlad wasn't seen eye to eye. And I seen them became cool. What I realized over time is that Wack was breaking this myth of extorting people. And he was saying, let me show y'all my value and let me work with y'all. You break the matrix. You know how hip hop has been. You have the Suge Knights who are like, just like dangling people off the balcony. And you think of these street dudes like, they're just going to show up and slap you. And then you realize that you get a smart motherfucker who says, Ak, I'm going to do whatever you need. I'm going to do you 5 favors, but maybe one day you can do me one. That's Wack. A smart guy. And that's why, even on the podcast, I said, I just don't even know why niggas beef with him. But not only that, I think when he's having these conversations with gang members around, he knows how to talk a nigga into an indictment, a jail cell, or talk a nigga into an ass whipping. I sat with Snoopy Badass who said, I didn't realize that Wack 100 was talking me into getting DP'd or having to go catch 4 fades or whatever. I watched the Loose Cannon thing. We'll play it shortly. He basically sat there and watched the nigga basically talk himself into a jail cell. Wack is not your average gangster. Okay? Anyway.
I not. So I'm a dude that
yes.
can
And by the way, I don't know about Wack in the past. Maybe you extort niggas. But I think he realized when that shit was not going to fly no more. And Wack became allies and business partners with niggas. And that's one of the reasons he free. Big U still was on some shit like check in, blood, check. No, not blood, I guess. Check in, car. Check in, car. Check in. Check. Okay, well, you're checking in to the goddamn federal penitentiary system. That's really what it is.
Violated Big U like no other human being, right? Violated him.
For sure.
2-3 years, right?
That's such a claim to fame now that Big U is like the ultimate bad guy of LA.
No.
Him being able to say that he violated is like him saying he went up against Al Capone.
No.
To tell the tale.
No, you got to remember, I don't see Big U the way y'all see Big U.
I know.
Big U done sat on my couch with his head down, scared straight in situations where he needed our help at. I don't see him that way. A motherfucker who I had to pay rent and help.
My nigga Vlad putting the listening device right in the middle. Yeah, my boy.
Take care of his family, who then sat on my couch and said, help me. I don't see that dude as that, right? But if you read that, right, it says we was 15, 20 deep, right?
Now, okay, so a big part of contention here is Big U in the indictment was caught in a wiretap detailing the story of how they caught Wack lacking. They caught him lacking at this show. They claim they ran down on him. They say they outnumbered him 15-0. And they had weapons on him. And basically Wack was pleading for his life. And Wack was like, yo, Big U, Eugene Henley, yo, bro, I got my family. Please don't do this to me. Now, of course, that's a story told by Big U to someone else, someone called Victim One, who clearly that's somebody who's telling later. But that's what's alleged. Now, of course, everybody's going to tell a story that kind of behooves them or make them look good. Whether it's true or not, this is up to you. Now, Wack has told a different story. We've heard it a bunch of times. Wack then takes issue with Trapalo Ross for sending that story, or Big U's version of the story, to Adam, where Wack thinks that Trapalo Ross was trying to get Adam to believe Big U and almost kind of be like, yo, you see, Wack be lying up here. That nigga really was pressed by the 60s and Big U, and he came online saying a different story. So Wack is confronting him. Here we go.
A 38, does that do it? Nah. I don't want you that close, because I'm going to make them scatter. I got some shit that's going to make freedom ring. That's a fact. Think about it. What make 20 gang members stop in their track? A 38, does that do it? Nah. Gotta have some shit, right? Let's just be real.
You put a drink on them niggas?
Let's just be real.
This just says blow up.
No, I'm asking you. What make 20 dudes stop in their tracks? And you know they had some shit. It takes something. Listen, it's a fat, ugly broad walk through here. We wouldn't trip. We'd keep talking. If a bad walk through here, we gonna stop and look, right? So it gotta be a showstopper, right? So now I just exposed to you that the bozo said what? He was by himself. I never was by myself.
But this him on a wiretap bragging to somebody else, possibly
Right.
a story, right?
Yeah. But you sent it like it was real.
On this originally and said begging. I never said begging.
But you sent it like it was real.
I was just reading what you sent me.
That's the part he's mad about, the begging. I never
No,
said that.
what I'm saying though, the part I'm mad about is you act like we cool. You just send it to me and say, Wack, what's up with this? You did the bitch ass shit you do, but they just can't catch you. So I'm here to let you know as a man, you's a bitch ass nigga for that.
No, he's not. Because
No,
all
you
he was
definitely
doing
that.
was
You
showing
definitely
me
that because
a page
we
from
got a
the
relationship,
biggest
right?
news of the
So why you
day
didn't tap in
that
with me?
my podcast co-host just so happens to be named in.
This is not public.
If I get something on you,
Yeah.
who the first person I'm sending it to?
Of course, you're going to hit me about it. But wait.
But
So-
this
so-
was-
so-
You sent it to me
He
too.
tried to send it to bro as if it was exposing me to something.
Nah, this is
that's
like
what
got
you
a show
think.
together, and
And I'm gonna be real.
But what did I send you before that? I sent you in there too. No jumper. First thing I sent you was no
I mean,
jumper
you're
in
reading
there,
through it. You're
and then I
sending
sent you
me
another thing
a couple of different things that
Bro,
seemed
it's
of note.
107 pages, bozo.
And he sent me
you
two.
chose to send him that.
But you were on the phone live busy, so I knew you were on the
No,
phone.
no, that's
you
some
were
bullshit.
live. I was watching live and I sent it to him.
That's
You were
some bullshit.
called into the news
That's
at that
bullshit.
moment.
into the room.
Listen, it's 107 pages, right?
True.
And out of 107 pages, and there's some crazy stuff in that content. You chose to send him that, so you thought you was isolating Wack on some bullshit. That's what you thought.
That was
Keep
my
it real.
intention. That
I
wasn't my
want the
intention.
boy in you to tell the truth.
No, that wasn't my intention at all.
So what was your intention?
Real talk. I was reading through it. I see that section.
You see how it
That
feels
was
to
the
really.
craziest
You
thing.
see how it feels to really be in front of the people you talking about and playing with.
No, I hear it. It's
It
tough.
feel your. I hear
He
your
does that
heart.
all the time.
No, he don't. No, he don't.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Man, that dude get caught in certain places. He know it. He in certain places. While you get up and go to Chicago, do the back door shit.
Okay. Anyway. All right. Okay. So, that's continuing. I'm going to send my prayers for Loose Cannon and Brick Baby. I really don't know about what's the name too much. Big U, but I'll send my prayers for the ones I do know. Okay. So let's kind of go touch up on, and we're going to kind of clean up the story and kind of figure out what's going on, the update on what happened with Sauce Walka. So Sauce Walka was shot in the leg, and his artist, Sayso P, was actually killed after they went to Memphis. Looked like they were there for a while and looked like someone approached them in broad daylight and almost tried to execute both, if not definitely Sayso P. Now, a music manager named Rainwater went on Clubhouse and told Wack that the shooter that shot Sauce Walka stood over Sauce Walka and was about to execute Sauce Walka until he realized it was him. They were only looking for his artist, Sayso P, according to them, because he was from Memphis, and they were looking for him. And apparently the story that's going around, I don't know, it's unsubstantiated, but they're saying that Sayso P ran off with $200K. Don't know from who, but they keep saying $200K. Now, also people, and again, these are dumb rumors. So, but I'm gonna repeat it. But to just I'm reminding you this dumb rumors. Sauce Walka did post a video of him recovering from the Legas, and some people feel like he's in too much of a good spirit because his artist lost his life, and some people are now trying to say it's a sacrifice, almost damn near. Okay, this is the video of him recovering. Remember, his artist, who was right next to him, died.
You okay? R.I.P. Sayso P, man.
R.I.P. Sayso P, man. Salsa alaikum, salsa salam. Thank you so much, brother. It means so much to me.
I wish you would have stopped by, but I really want you to.
I'm coming. I ain't scared. I'm coming to that.
All right, we're gonna set it up.
Jump up. Come on. Hop in that money.
Now, a lot of people are saying, "Yo, Sauce Walka, bro, your artist, your man just died right next to you. It's no way you just drop a nonchalant RIP, and now you talking about you about to pull up to somebody's store to shoot jumpers. Like, come on, brother. Come on, bro." So, I mean, again, we're not going to judge people for their grief, but I see why people are saying that. And some people say, yo, imagine being the parents of Sayso P. You hear your son has an opportunity with this artist out of Houston named Sauce Walka who's trying to help his career. He gets killed standing next to Sauce Walka, and Sauce Walka is just like, all right, RP that nigga. But anyway, we gonna be back doing our thing soon, man. This time I'm gonna come to the store. Shit gonna be lit. You guys be the judge.
I'm gonna rap a song with it.
Do a mic drop. Come on, let's do it. Habibi.
Take a picture with you?
Yeah, come on.
Take a picture with
Come on, I want to take a picture. You sure? Can you stand up?
Hey, man, my daddy on the phone. Ain't raised no. Hey, daddy, how many times your house got? Tell him.
Bro, this boy.
Huh? Say it again. Say it loud.
45.
Out. 15 years old. Next to. Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm glad you're okay. R.I.P. Sayso P, man.
R.I.P. Sayso P, man. Salsa alaikum, salsa.
Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. That's kind of tough, bro. It's kind of. It looked like he's on crutches. He's doing promo.
Hey, man, say, man, it's the kids that did. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about, man? I'm out here in Memphis, man. You know what I'm saying? It's the only way is my nigga PK. You know what I'm talking about? This shit don't stop. You gotta keep dripping sauce and peace, my brother. Sayso P, man. Splash that mafia. RP, my brother. You know what I'm saying? My nigga.
Now, somebody has sent me something that I don't know if this is true. I seen it somewhere else. Let me see if I can find this page. Can I find the page? And I think when I seen it, I'm like, nah, I don't think this is true. Hold on, can I find it? They basically was saying, yo, give me 1 second. Anyway, I can't find it. But it was like basically Sauce Walka and his people were already saying, yo, whoever got the most money for the first interview, like, they got a first day out freestyle. It's the first day recovering from getting shot freestyle, like, or not interview. And apparently he was saying whoever got the most money was popping. Like, let me know. Like, I seen the picture. I didn't post it because I'm like, this got to be fake. It didn't come from his page, but somebody was supposed to was close to him. I'm like, that's got to be fake. But it might be real because he's doing promo videos the day after and he's on crutches.
Wanted me to make sure I get some food from PK before I leave. You know what I'm talking about? Exquisite Taste, Midtown and Downtown is where it's going down. But come to Midtown so we can put you with the drip around. We talking about shrimp, lobster, pasta, lamb, and anything that goes ham. We talking about egg rolls that's going to save your soul. You know what I'm talking about? Sauce and peace, my brother Sayso P. Bitch, I got you, bro. You told me to come. Everywhere you told me to go, I got to go there. And I love you, nigga.
We gonna make sure we keep your motherfucking name alive, man.
Shit, so, man.
No, man, Sayso the P, man.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
and you told me, man, you were gonna bring my boy to see me. And get what? He made it happen, man. You heard me?
He said that.
I appreciate that.
He been talking to me for months and put me on FaceTime with you, brother. So I had to do that tonight, my brother.
Man, I love y'all, man.
Please, Exquisite Taste. Exquisite Taste.
P. We'll keep your motherfucking name alive, nigga. I stamped it.
Exquisite Taste, nigga.
For sure.
It's all in your face.
Love. I love you, bro.
Thank you.
Anytime you come into.
Yo, this shit is almost close to like the fucking Julio Fulio advertisements after he died. I'm like, yo, remember when Fulio died? They were like, and Fulio still posted on his page, or they posted on Fulio's page, hey, yo, go to the smoke shop, man. I'm getting high as a motherfucker. You like, ain't he dead? Bruh, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Maybe I'm a bitch. I would have been crying like, oh my God, they got Sayso P. Maybe I'm a bitch. This nigga is rhyming and
to the city, man. I don't know if he's gonna come back again after this situation.
I'm an honorary Memphis nigga. At this point, I done bled in this motherfucker. Shit, I'm here.
ATM.
Yeah, ATM. Fuck
brother.
that. Fuck with that. Been fucking with that.
damn. Is that a hospital gown? Damn. Yo, Houston niggas are built different, I guess.
Ooh, that's that new boy.
Mm-hmm.
That's that red boy.
Another red. Yeah, come on.
Take a picture with
Come on, I want.
Anyway, so here Rainwater's explained what happened. Here we go.
More lax for out of towners to come in town because ain't nobody running around on the bush. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I feel freely walking through that hole now.
Yeah, ain't nobody running around on the bush. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. So LA
Man,
safe now.
it's still what it is. Like Texas is looking what the going on with Sauce now.
I think they said. I think that white. I mean, that white
He
boy mentioned.
dead.
Yeah, he from there though. He had some more shit going on there.
Oh, he from there?
Yeah, he from there. So
Now
it
it's
looks.
making sense because I thought the nigga. I'm like, is this nigga from Texas?
Nah, I heard they stood over Walk and see realized it was Walk and said, "Nah, you good." He knew what he did and ran off.
Oh, they stood over it.
What? So they're saying that whoever the shooter is stood over Sauce Walka, realized it was Sauce Walka, and then basically, I guess they shot or finished the other guy and said he know what he did. What?
They stood over Walk and see realized it was Walk and said, "Nah, you good." He knew what he did and ran off.
Oh, they stood over it.
Yeah, and realized it was Walk.
Oh, they didn't know it was him.
They ain't know him now, buddy from there. He was popping it on that sprinter. Like we back, I'm back here. You know, he was popping this shit. I'm here. Ain't nobody gonna do shit. I'm with South Walker.
Oh yeah, he tripped. Yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
know that. I didn't know that. They got so many new niggas running around here, a bunch of names. I seen my guy, what's his nigga name? Trio something.
yeah. He's a goof ass.
Yeah, he put a list of artists between Dallas and Texas. I mean Dallas and Houston up. There's a few names I didn't know. So it's a lot of new niggas bubbling. Well, I ain't gonna even say bubbling, but they down there. Cause me and you both know this urban shit, nigga, it's a little difficult right now.
Yeah, that shit watered down right now.
It's watered down, nigga. Them motherfucking labels they ain't turning on the water. They try to turn that shit off. So it's a lot.
Okay, so now we're finding more details. So people keep saying this is from the this is all stems around this like $200,000 this guy ran off on. We don't know who he ran off on specifically.
Yeah, he from there. So it looks.
And they're saying that this guy stood. Who the fuck is this guy? Huh? Okay, this look like a fake post. Did they find who did the shooting? Let's see if we can find who did the shooting. It looked like it's going to be tracked to this Sayso P and whoever he had beef with. I see some people feel like, it was because they were saying, yo, we could go to any part of Memphis, this and third. But I don't think that's why it happened. It looks like it's clearly going to be based around whatever issues this guy had. I mean, if you ran off with 200K from niggas over here, well, I'll come back. I guess you got to go back to the city, right? Okay, whatever.
Oh, he.
All right, whatever, man. What else is going on, chat? What else is going on? Okay. We got Kyrie. No. Young Miami says she no longer signed. Yeah, she got dropped. P dropped her and kept kept JT. I think City Girls is signed as a group still, but yeah, P dropped her. Andrew Tate, Big Meech. Let me see. Yellow Beezy's bond for capital murder has been set to $2 million. I think we talked about that. We haven't seen any updates for it. Loose Cannon's wife is going off on, who's this? Black China's mom? We don't give a fuck. Okay. Kanye did a video about the music industry. You know, we've been doing the music industry shit tonight, so fuck it. Let's kind of do that. By the way, I sent the video to Kanye's people. I'm just waiting on, I'm usually really courteous to artists. Any aesthetic or whatever, like comments from them after that, I'm hoping to put it out by Wednesday. Yeah, by Wednesday. So just give me some time. Again, I got the whole video. I could just literally put it out now. But I think artists know I don't try to snake them. I ain't trying to whatever. And shit, if Ye also wants to edit some shit, it's on them. It's on them, brother. Okay? Anyway. Okay, this is Kanye talking about the music industry. Here we go.
So yeah, I'm reporting live from Japan right now. And I was talking to my boy, and I was talking about how I released Bully just on my Twitter, and how I like the idea of being on DSPs, but I don't like the fact that they show the numbers, because every single musician now pays more money to get their first week numbers than we make off of the actual album. So then you got to make your money through brand deals and touring. And if you say anything against the brand deal, you can get your brand drop. So now they have a control of what you say. And when you go touring, you know who gets paid off of the touring. So they're eating every which way. And there had to be a moment where they said, we have to control what these guys are making on these album sales and these streams, because if we give them too much money, they're going to be sitting, in a hotel in Japan like Ye, as opposed to jumping up and down on a Rolling Loud stage. So I'm looking at, how do I get the music on DSPs without them counting it? Because I'm not doing all the ship vinyl and do the vinyl and this, that. Like I'm telling you, everyone in the industry is paying for the numbers right now. And that's what I'm not fucking with. So there you got it. There you have it.
Now this might be big. I think it only worked for an independent artist like Kanye, because labels all play as I said, market share game. So the numbers do matter. Well, I'll tell you how you do it, Kanye. You could actually request that Spotify. You could request through whatever distributor you have to not report, right? Because what essentially happens is Luminate has to get
So Big U, you shouldn't be surprised with anything with Big U. Big U is basically an A1 extorter. Like, he is in the Cali culture with the checking in where you're gonna get robbed or hurt. It's basically like how mobs used to have business pay them for protection from them, which made no sense. Yeah, it's crazy, bro. If you're a regular civilian, honestly, like, bro, just don't go to the hood. You're famous. It's crazy. They probably look and see where all the famous people are staying at. If you don't check in, you'll get robbed. And that's only one gang, one set of the people. There's a bunch more other gangs that might still rob you. So, hey, man. But it's your boy, Big Act News. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And I am out. So, TSF, aka, you feel me, Sauce Walk and his crew. The artist, he got shot in Memphis. Allegedly, he's from Memphis. He ran off on someone for 200K allegedly. Whole situation is sad. It's crazy. Like I always say, pray for peace. Hopefully nothing happens. But man, the way all this stuff's been going, who knows what might happen next. Just pray for peace. Hopefully no more violence happens. It's your boy Big Act News. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and RIP to the fallen victim, and hopefully justice is served.